Hello and welcome to ETH Insights, where the leaders of today explore the ideas that will shape tomorrow. As digital payments scale, so do the risks. Securing transactions in real time across geographies, platforms, and threats has become mission critical. At the forefront of this fight is CISA, a global cybersecurity company focused on protecting the digital payments ecosystem from evolving cyber threats. Leading the mission is its founder and CEO, Dharshan Shanthamurthy. In this conversation, we will talk about his entrepreneurial journey, the thinking behind initiatives like Cyber Nalanda and SISA Sapers, and how he's building a global defense model for a high stakes, high speed world. Hello, Darshan. Welcome to ETH Insights.
Thank you, Anika. Thank you for having me here.
Pleasure. Darshan, we'll start with your entrepreneurial journey first. What led you to start CISA, and what have been some of the most defining milestones along the way so far?
So, one of the key things that I've always felt is, my background is I'm a chartered accountant by qualification. Fell in love with cybersecurity, so it was more of passion. And then one of the other things that I was very keen to is put India on the global map. And cybersecurity was my passion area, and it's a most at some point in time I knew it was going to be the most pressing issue, like the way it is today. And yes, then I just took the plunge. And I can't claim that I knew it would happen this way, but then I just followed my instinct, and here we are.
Now, CISA is a global leader in cybersecurity and compliance. Can you also walk us through, some of your key cybersecurity initiatives like Unified Audits, Cyber Nalanda, and many more?
Oh, yeah. So one of the key things is from a cybersecurity standpoint, we have embarked on multiple streams, and so one of the key things that we started obviously is with the audits. I mean, as an organization, because coming from an accounting background, it was quite logical to get into audits. At some point in time, someone had to essentially check and say, "Hey, our organization is meeting certain compliance requirements or not." Then over a period of time, we realized we went on to be a forensic investigator recognized by many central banks and organizations, payment networks. And we started doing a lot of investigations, and we felt that we were closer to the problem, and we could understand why organizations were getting compromised. And that led to multiple security solutions. So we ended up building our own security operations center, the place where we are today. We said, let's do something different, something very unique. And then hence we built this entire grounds up cyber defense center. So it's called today, which is built for cyber defense, in the sense even the building is built for cyber defense. So we've got a number of solutions. And so our thing is, how do we become a cybersecurity solutions company, a one-stop shop company for an enterprise in the BFSI and the digital payment industry? So how can we be, because at the end of the day, organizations want to run their business. While cybersecurity is a problem statement for many of them, how can we take that off their plate and become their trusted partner so that they can focus on their business, what they are good at, and while we take do the heavy lifting so that they can run their business as well. The other thing is on the Cyber Nalanda that you spoke about. It's one of the key things that we see, obviously, Anika, you've read enough on this, that India does not spend so much on R&D, and even more so in cybersecurity. Right? So one of the key areas where we felt that we need to make a difference. If we have to make a difference, we have to invest in R&D, and it is not a fancy statement for a company like CISA, which is into deep tech cybersecurity. It's a need of the hour. If we don't do it, we will not survive. And Cyber Nalanda is not just a building or a campus, but it is a construct of many things coming together, which is, of course, it starts with a dedicated campus for R&D, but it also has this philosophy of partnership with academia, getting academia to the industry rather than the industry going to academia. If you see many of these cases, you've got people in many of the IITs, you'll have enterprises going and setting up shop there and then working with students and academicians. But somehow that concept has really not worked out for India. So we want to reverse that trend because it has a lot more mentorship from industry leaders here sitting in our campus. But I think to accelerate it, once we intend to launch that next year, and once that campus is in and all the other tie-ups are inked, I think it will take the full shape that is expected to do.
I want to talk about your recent collaboration with CERT-In, where you come up with India's first a digital threat report for the BFSI sector.
Correct.
Could you share some of the key findings from that report and how the organizations should respond?
Absolutely. So just to tell you why the digital threat report, right? There are so many digital threat reports. So what makes this report so special? The first of its kind, public-private partnership. You'll see across the world there is you don't see so much of those kinds of things that have happened. In my opinion, there is none. Where the government Center for Emergency Response team has partnered with a private organization, irrespective of its scale, and come out with a report which is very, very useful for the industry. And we felt that need because of a couple of reasons. One, India is a leader in the digital payment industry, or the banks or the financial institutions. And we've done a phenomenal job in the last 15 years, as you would all know, right? From where we were I remember in 2006 when I used to go to the US, people used to say, oh, you use cards, right, in India. And that used to be a statement that people, and rightfully so. But if you see that now, we go to the US and say that, hey, payments are too slow. Yeah. It's on the reverse, right? And that's been a leapfrog. And this wouldn't have been possible without cybersecurity being there. I know, there are frauds that are happened. We ourselves are concerned about it, but that's a small part. But if you see today, you go down any street, you can still make a payment irrespective of whichever form factor you want to take. So we said that that's important. And hence, we spent a lot of time, thinking how can we give back and what can we do differently from a cybersecurity standpoint. So that's why the conceptualization of a digital threat report with Government of India took place. We've been doing forensic investigations globally. That since you are behind many of these investigations that happens across the world, there must be some learnings that you can share.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of data. We have security testing. We test networks. We do cybersecurity defense monitoring. So we have a lot of data. So this report, the data was all compiled from all these sources. And then with CERT, we prepared this report. Now, so what is the outcome of this? So a couple of things. It shows, it gives specific use cases or case studies, just not data and facts, but we also have, with due respect of confidentiality, to the extent that we can do, we have shared how these breaches have happened. And the report also goes forward in predicting what are the future kinds of threats that we should watch out for. Something which we are seeing today, which is all the AI-powered phishing, is something that is there in the report. We spoke about quantum security risks. We speak about hardware security risks. All these are key elements which are coming out in the digital threat report. And we hope to publish more such reports which are there. We are very, very respectful and mindful, not just from a confidentiality point, even from a threat actor standpoint, that they cannot make use of this report for attacking any of our enterprises.
Very unique initiative that you have of CISA Sapers.
Right.
So what is the philosophy behind this elite group of cybersecurity professionals, and how are they adding to the capabilities of the organization?
So as I mentioned, Anika, one of the key things is forensic investigations has been one of the key things that we started. So company is about 18 years old. We started doing forensics about 11 years, if I'm not mistaken, 11 years back. We started doing forensic investigations, and from then we have started building this capability. And one of the key things that we are doing is the Sapers is up for launch, which is we are repositioning it and rebranding it, because one of the key things is how do we position ourselves in the global ecosystem. Because at the end of the day, forensic investigation is the top of the chain from a skill standpoint.
Yeah.
And today, we are very proud that we have that skill in India, which can do global forensic investigations, that too in the BFSI and the digital payment industry. I can even boast of saying as good or even better than some of the people globally.
When you're talking about skills, cybersecurity is one area where talent is an issue. So at CISA, how are you building, next generation professionals to take on, the newer challenges of tomorrow?
Right. So 2-3 things, right? So first is talent for ourselves, cybersecurity skills, talent for ourselves. Now, fundamentally, when the company was growing, we only hired for passion. and cybersecurity is a more of a self-learning space, because everything changes every day. Now, having said that, how do we intend to grow from here, right? And so one of the key things that we believe is we've started this intern to hire program, which has been highly successful, because people come in, they get exposed, they get to see whether CISA is the right company for them, cybersecurity is the right space for them, and then we get to see whether they have the right passion, and then we hire. So we try to grow talent internally. Laterals is form of management and leadership, because it takes a long time to get that skill for management leadership. We go lateral, and we hire people. We follow very stringent top grading. We also have our own CISA Institute, which does certification. So one of the key things that we push people is to go and train people. So when people go and train, they cannot train without knowledge. And these are workshops and public facing. So we have been able to build talent, and that's one of the reasons why today anyone in the cybersecurity space, in the BFSI digital payment industry, you would see have someone from CISA.
So with the growing complexity around quantum computing and AI, how are you helping organizations avoid the threats? And
yeah, so I'll take this in two parts, right? One is AI, and second is on quantum. So first is AI. So we've 18 months back we started with the strategy, right? So which is called we had a 3-pronged strategy. One, we said AI for cybersecurity, right? Which means that there are multiple use cases of using AI in solving cybersecurity problems. So like that, we have taken AI in multiple use cases. We have a AI. We launched the multilingual support for Indian languages. India being unique has multiple languages. So discovery of data is required for DPDP compliance. Yeah. So those are AI for cybersecurity use cases. Like that, we have bought AI in our compliance section, where the AI is basically assisting our assessors write reports, so that it saves. So number of AI for cybersecurity use cases we have. The second strategy which we took was cybersecurity for AI, which is a second paradigm, right? Because at the end of the day, it's because you have AI, you need to still do cybersecurity for AI. So it is a good opportunity for us, right? So it's a business opportunity, which we've really embarked, and very happy to say that we have been pioneers in it, because we partnered with CERT, and in fact we launched the first certification in the world for cybersecurity for AI. And that's why CERT and my team wanted to partner with us. We launched it first, ANAB accredited certification. ANAB is the American National Accreditation Board, which is a supreme accreditation board for any certification, professional certifications that you take. Your PMPs, your CSSPs, your best of certifications are all accredited by ANAB. And we got that, and we were the first to get that. So cybersecurity for AI was very, very important. We said skills is important. And we also brought in a lot of technology and solutions to do that. So we are, very soon you'll hear in the news, we are launching something on cybersecurity for AI products and solutions. The third, we said, there's a third dimension to AI is how can we, business does not mean only cybersecurity. It has multiple other business functions, marketing, HR, finance. How are we going to do that? So AI for CI. So one of our credos is continuous improvement. So we are still working hard, and hopefully once we finish off all our use cases, then we will say we are an AI first company. Second is a quantum. Quantum is a new paradigm, right? And I think we are super excited that quantum, for humanity per se and for AI is going to be very useful, because today we are burning a lot of energy for AI, right? Compute is extremely expensive, and one of the use cases that I see for quantum is going to be making AI cheap and affordable and climate friendly, right? Not becoming so not like the way we are building huge data centers for making a big hole in the mother earth, right? So that's hopefully that problem will get solved. Medical use cases are there for quantum research, cancer research. I'm sure it's going to solve. But I think quantum also has a security angle to it, right? Which is what our job is. We believe that quantum is going to be used by adversaries and for breaking into networks. And one of the key classic use cases is harvest now and decrypt later, which is where we believe that certain governments and certain sovereign nations have already started storing all the data of the world, hoping that quantum will come and then they will break the encryption, which means that they can then decrypt all the data. Imagine if that happens, right? So all our confidentiality, defense information, or for whatever we are doing across the internet is going to be broken. So quantum is a very important subject, and that's one of the reasons we again partner with MIT and launched the India's first quantum security white paper called Quantum Cyber Readiness, wherein we have given specific instructions on, or rather advice, I would say, it's not instructions, it's guidance on what organizations should do in order to be quantum ready.
CISA already has too many firsts to its name to count. But I just want to talk about the CEI that you mentioned, AI and CEI. But then the CEI aspect of it, continuous improvement, how does that show up in everyday functioning of CISA? What is your vision for the company? Where do you see it grow 3 to 5 years from now in terms of innovation or global presence?
Yeah, very good point. Yeah. So I think one of the key things that people ask me, how, first of all, building a deep tech cybersecurity company is challenging, right? The second thing is they say you are bootstrapped and you done to deep tech cybersecurity. How is that even possible, right? And maybe we, by far, maybe one of the fewest companies, not just in India but in the world, to be a deep tech cybersecurity company, right? And one of the key things that I give credit for that is our continuous improvement, because every time we keep asking this question, can we do anything better, faster, or cheaper? So better, faster, cheaper. And that conversation is not like a once in a quarter conversation. That's a conversation, every minute conversation, every hour conversation. But will that continuous improvement is continuous, like the word suggests, it's about small steps. But I don't think that is alone good enough for us to lead the pack. We have to do disruptions. And for that is where the R&D work comes in, wherein innovations is, I mean, the way we define continuous improvement and inventions are different, right? So we have to also do disruptions and inventions and figure out there are newer areas where we need to focus on. And that's where we do lateral thinking. The Cyber Nalanda concept comes in, R&D comes in. Whereas we have established solution lines, and those established solution lines needs to do continuous improvement. But for other areas, we need to do disruption. That's why one of the reasons why we've got broad cybersecurity solutions. And that's because we do both continuous improvement and disruptive thinking. And you just can't do one and be in cybersecurity. I think personally, it's not going to be the right approach if you want to actually be a leader in the space.
Clearly, Dharshan, at a time when every transaction is a target almost, CISA is building defenses that is not only proactive but also protective. Right? So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.